Protoje, what's going on, man?
But I'm great. How you stay?
Oh, good, man. Oh, good. No complaints.
Yeah.
All right, you ready to do this?
Fun.
It's Island Vibes with Tropix International Sounds, Yanni the Rude Boy, Swisher Sweet, and joining us today on the virtual celebrity hotline, the one and only Protoje. How you doing, man?
Yeah, mama, great. A whole lot of vibes in the day,
Yes, sir. So I got to start off with this. I know you're both vegan and vegetarian, or you've gone between both of the two. As somebody who doesn't eat vegetables, what's the difference between vegan and vegetarian?
Um, Vegan, you're not doing any dairy, any sort of animal byproduct or anything. Vegetarian, you're more lax on those things.
So what happens when you go on the road? Does that change your diet? Is that what causes you to change it sometimes?
No, just off how I feel, how my body feels, and what I think I need at the time.
Right. Now, one of the things I've seen is about this reggae revival and you being the leader of the reggae revival. What exactly does that mean?
I didn't say it, so I don't know.
That's right. So how do you see yourself? Do you see yourself as more of a reggae artist, a Jamaican artist, a genre bending artist?
Jamaican artist, I think is accurate. Artist from Jamaica that does a lot of music and influenced by the many different types of music that has been created in my country.
Because you have a pretty wide musical influence as well too. Started off doing hip hop, didn't you? For a quick second.
Yeah, I mean, just loving hip hop in Jamaica, listening to beats, downloading them from YouTube, and just doing them like that. And then gradually found out how to do my own sound from that influence.
So how would you describe the Protege sound?
Um, I don't, it's evolving, it's ever evolving. This album sound different from the one before, different from the one before. So it just keeps changing.
Indeed, because I want to say the first time I want to say took notice of Protege was, of course, and you probably know the song I'm going to say with you and Chronix, Who Knows, which is what 139 million views as of today on YouTube. How has that song changed what you have done musically?
Not musically, it hasn't changed anything I've done like from a music standpoint, but just in terms of my career, it's been a big change, a big jump for both of us. I think it's like one of the biggest songs last decade out of Jamaica, and it really put the music to lots of new listeners and gave me a lot more opportunities than I would have had.
You've been traveling all over, prior to the pandemic, of course,
Yeah.
overseas to across the pond, as they say, to Europe and also even on the West Coast here in the U.S. What have you noticed different in those places than performing in Jamaica?
Um, I mean, Jamaican fans are the most knowledgeable about their culture, so they're the ones you have to really try the hardest to convince. I think if you can master performing in Jamaica in different audiences, then I think overall you're gonna be in a good standing when you travel.
True. Now, one of the things that you've been doing lately is the Indignation Collective. You want to tell us a little bit more about it? Because it looks like you've got the stable of strong women around you that you're building with the label. Tell us a little bit more about it.
Yeah, just putting the label together a couple years back, seeing Savannah and Lila a couple years after that, and just organic. It just kind of happened, and the type of the type of artists that I work with, kind of know they know what they want to do and how they want to present themselves. So it makes it very easy or easier than usual to really collaborate and channel their energies into productivity.
And same thing I noticed with them that, you know, as you talk about, you know, your style of the evolution of the music, is noticing that with Lila Ike and her latest EP, the experience, just not being stuck to being to the traditional sound of reggae, but more so, I guess the best way to put it, genre bending.
Yeah. And that's my whole thing in my label is that you're not gonna be pigeonholed to one sound. You're not gonna be told what to do musically, but just guided and helped along the way. And both of them know how and was working right back and forth with me about how they want to sound and how they want the project to sound. And as it developed, it turned into three projects with three distinctive sounds.
Right. You know, I was looking at the BBC One Extra that you did with Chronix, and love the vibe on that one. But I will say, another one that I saw that I really like was, of course, with Leela, Savannah, Jazzalise, and Naomi went on the Rock and Groove Rhythm. And amazing artists that you've assembled for Indignation Collective. So big ups to you for that. And one of the things I love to see also that you did on social media. We know you're very strong on social media, but you coming to Leela's defense when it came down to the whole backlash that came for about collaborations.
Yeah, of course, man. Of course. I have to expect some ride for her, of course.
Yeah. Um, you've said once before that you don't write for sport. When you write, you have to have something to say.
Uh-huh.
Um, you've been doing a lot of writing during the pandemic.
Yeah, I mean, there's an album in Search of Last Time, so I mean, that was done in that time, and that's just what I focused on, getting the album ready to go and talking about what I needed to, and just getting ready to work on music as usual again.
So the title of the album is "In Search of Lost Time." Why that title?
Was the right time for it. I think that I spent a lot of time in music. It was a good time to be here, low key, reflecting on how things have been, thinking about things that really matter to me, and just trying to catch up back for time that I lost. And after I got that concept, the term "in search of last time" just took flight.
I saw an interview you did a while back with Sway, where you talked about the influence that Damian Marley's Welcome to Jamrock album had on you crafting your sound. Who else has influenced your sound?
Baku Hura, Kamoze, Jay-Z, um, Travis Scott, um, Sly and Robbie. Enough different type of music, I think.
Right. I'd like to do something, and I did it with Lila Ike when we spoke with her a couple weeks ago. It's called Tropix Wordplay. I'm gonna name a song off the album, and you tell me a story behind it. You know, whether it's the meaning behind it, the story that why you wrote it, whatever it is. Okay, let's
Right.
start with Self Defense.
Self-defense producer Ayatash linked me with the beat and the idea for the song as well. He's a dope writer, and I liked it when he said the line about any man will prey upon woman. I decided to turn the whole second verse into that, so I wrote a whole second verse about from the woman angle, and the heavy beat and rhythm and that was crazy. Almost left it off the album. My creative director, Yannick and Lila, was one who said there's no way. So we built it out and that song became track 8.
I like to visualize on that too, by the way.
Lila thumping me in my belly.
Yeah. You see, look, you have another career. If you decide not to do music anymore, you could be a trainer, right?
Maybe. Straight to Bluetooth.
How about Like Royalty?
Oh, like royalty, awesome song. First day I ever worked in my studio habitat, I came up with that idea. Um, heavy rhythm started by Zaya. Um, I feel, I feel, and then produced by Winter and him, and I feel it's an anthem, and it was an anthem, and I decided to get popcorn on it because we've been said we wanted to collaborate, and I thought it would have been the perfect song for him because they wouldn't expect it. And I would say one of my favorite songs in my entire catalog.
Nice. What about a vibe?
Wicked, wicked tune. Well, I'm gonna say that for all of them, but I wrote that in 2016, and I said I would didn't want to release it until I had Wiz Khalifa on it, and when it happened in 2020, that song came out. Awesome song produced by Super Dupes and the genius McGregor, two people that are legends in this game.
Indeed, indeed. So, have you ever? Is this the first time you've written a song and gone, "I want this person on it," and not wanting to release it until you had that person on it?
Pana level, yes. Pana level, yes. It has never took 4 years, but even the coffee one, I knew I wanted coffee to be on it. I knew without coffee, I didn't really want to approach that song in a way. And there are other songs that I haven't got the collab that I've wanted, so they sit. But this worked out perfect, man. I wasn't stressing about it at all.
Right. What about Strange Happenings?
Last song on the album, most personal song. The last verse on it is possibly my favorite verse on the project. I feel that it tells a lot about what I'm going through, and it's a perfect way to end the album.
Right. You know, Deliverance was another strong one.
I love Deliverance. That and In Bloom are my two favorite songs. Them Deliverance I gonna be crazy if we perform. That's the last song I recorded for the album. So after I done that, I knew the album was done.
Right.
Ayatasha again produced it. This was the most fun song for me on the album.
And you mentioned this one, In Bloom, with Lila Ike.
Yeah, yo, what can you say about that? Her voice, her well, it's floating over the rhythm, the chemistry that we have on track, the back and forth, the harmonies, the doubling, the Freddie McGregor sample is just awesome. That's one of the best compositions, man. Definitely top 5 all-time catalog. So.
Nice. You know, funny story with when I spoke to Lila, I said one of the songs on her EP. The minute I heard the beat drop, I said this feels like a Protoje song, Die Will.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, yeah, he actually produced it.
Yeah.
And she told me a little bit like, oh, you kind of convinced her to put it on the project because she really didn't want the record.
I had a love and hate relationship with that song because it wasn't coming across sonically how I like to hear myself. And so I almost kicked it off the project. And I remember one night he's like, no, you can't get that off the project. And I'm like, yo, but it's my project. If I don't want it on, it's fine.
Yeah, she wasn't sure of it. And then after it's on it now, she's like, yo, that's my favorite. Because everywhere she goes and sing that song is a pull up and place. Boss guy is big. But she didn't think should be on the project. And I was like, yo, I should be on it. It should be on it. And she was like, yo, you're taking it personal. I said, like, I'm not taking it. I said, like, I'm not taking it personal. I'm telling you that this is a bang. And that and Solitude as well. Those two key marquee songs, I had to convince her to put them on her project.
Wow.
And it turned out to be like two of the most loved songs on her whole project. So, I listen to her self-defense, so it's no issue.
Watching a bunch of hip hop DJs react to Die Will in the way they did, it means you were right.
Yeah, no, respect.
The album is In Search of Lost Time. It's streaming everywhere. He is at Protoje everywhere on social media and protoje.com. Thank you for joining us. Bless up, brethren.
Hey, enough respect, my boss. Enough respect. Good vibes. Which song is your favorite?
My favorite right now is In Bloom. I like In Bloom and I like Self-Defense.
All right, awesome, man. And they're track 7 and 8, so good run into each other.
Exactly. And I will say my favorite of the I do like Mango by Savannah. Let's just go down to Indignation. And the one off of Lila's project that I really like immediately, Forget Me.
Awesome.
Besides that, well, Forget Me was the one that caught me right off the bat.
No doubt, man. Thanks for the support, bro. Keep supporting the music. I appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Always.
All right. Bless.
Easy.